Hey y'all, and I would like to say welcome. My name is Envision Speaks.
And I'm Chanel Sweetz, and welcome to Envision the Sweet Life podcast.
Here at Envision the Sweet Life podcast, we're going to be discussing all things, of course, dealing with a sweet life. We're talking about health, wealth, personal development. Of course, we're going to hit on relationships. We want you to stick around and join in with the fun with us.
Oh, I'm excited. Can we
I am
start
too.
now?
Well. Hold on just 1 minute. How about we do a little icebreaker first?
Oh, okay. I got a few questions.
All right.
So the first one. So let's let our listeners get to know us. So, what is your funniest memory with me?
Hmm. Let me think.
Wait, we should preference by saying that we have known each other since we were 12, and we are now well above 12. That's the most I'm gonna
Yes.
say.
Just times that by a couple or a couple
By
more. Okay,
about maybe
guys.
20 years or so.
But anyways, let me just tell you all my funniest memory with this girl right here. Excuse me, this girl right here. Now, mind you, this is my bestie. Okay,
Um,
so it may get a little sticky, icky, and it may go back in some seasons as well.
Mom,
So
grandma, don't watch this.
and if you do, don't judge us, okay? So I remember for one of my birthdays, we're not going to name a number, but higher than 25, less than 30. So it's still in a good, sweet area. We went out to Orlando. Neither one of us live out there. One of our other friends live out there. So she came out to celebrate with me. And good thing about my life is I get free travel. So it was an exciting time. We went out, club hopping, of course. That life is over, by the way, guys. We'll get to that later. And my best friend does not drink. Oh my goodness. She got faded. I mean, this is probably one of 3 times I've ever seen her drunk. But I mean, this time she was faded to the point where she was eating food, bent in on her knees with a dress on. You know what I'm saying?
I
It
think I even
was
had like a hot
freaking.
dog in my mouth.
You did. I have a picture. We might have to show you guys on
I
a later
have a picture
episode.
too.
When I tell you it was hilarious, the good thing is
Oh,
that she was in a safe environment. She was around friends. I was not going to let nothing happen to her.
it was
And
fun.
it was a good time. I mean, the whole night was amazing. Had a little bit too much to drink. Of course, this one did. But overall, phenomenal time at Orlando. But Sweets, what was your favorite memory with me?
Okay, so I have to piggyback a little bit and tell a travel story. So when we like both of us turned 21, I remember us being like, let's go to Vegas. And we had planned this literally 8-day trip to Vegas for just the two of us during spring break. And I remember the very first night, I get jet lagged when I fly anywhere. I need to sleep the first day. That's like a thing. But Nicole was like, I'm in Vegas for the first time and I'm not going to sit in a hotel room. And she left me. And I was
I
like,
did.
I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to let you leave me in Vegas. We don't know anybody here. So I literally chased her out of the, shall we not say Trump Hotel? Because those times are different.
Literally.
Beautiful hotel though. But I chased her down the street of Vegas and we had one of the best nights ever. It was so much fun. Um,
Sometimes you gotta push your best friend to come out with you or else leave her behind.
I think we met random people on the street,
We
which we
did.
do a lot in our younger years.
You know what?
But that was
This
that was fun.
this makes me rethink that this is becoming a pattern or was a pattern in my life because I'm always leaving you. Do you remember when we were at college at MSU Welcome Week? Oh my
So
goodness.
when you, I feel like we should save that story. That's a good one.
Okay. Okay. But I promise y'all, when I tell you I'm always ready for a good time with or without anybody, talk about live your best life by yourself. But I will say this my bestie is a ride or die. She definitely comes along with the journey, even when she may not want to initially. It's always a great time.
I am like a cat. I want to sleep, and Nicole is like a cheetah, and she is out there
On the
meet and
go. Let's
greeting.
roll.
She's very extroverted. If you want to know the story, let
Hello.
us know. Comment down or comment and let us know if you want to know all the other stories. We have tons of them. Trust me.
Now, come on now. Y'all got to understand. I'm a social butterfly. My name is Envision Speaks. Of
She is.
course, I'm going to be out here. Okay. I got question number 2 for you. All right.
Okay,
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, This is a little hard just because it depends on what you're talking about. Um, I would say my biggest one is, and my partner does this all the time, but when you start a sentence and then you be like, oh, never mind, or you just like don't finish the thought, like, that is so annoying to me, and it makes me want to just like, you know,
I can see that being very frustrating. Like, how you gonna bring up something and then don't finish?
you
That's just
that.
like in the bedroom. How you gonna start something and can't finish? Okay, I'm just wondering. Like, we
Oh
don't do
my
that.
gosh,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay,
what's
so
yours?
I would say my biggest pet peeve. I cannot stand someone who cannot keep their word. Like, don't say you're gonna do something and don't do it. I'm
Yeah,
somebody who loves to, plan things. I love to be able to. I can be adventurous too. Don't get it twisted. But like, if you make a commitment and you don't come through, that lets me know a lot about your character, and that I just can't rock with because too many. I give you like 2 times, third strike you out.
yeah.
I can't deal with that on any kind of friendship, relationship, kinship. It just really irks my nerves.
Hmm. No, I agree. I think a lot of people would agree with that too. Probably more than mine, but definitely.
Well, I mean, you got a living partner right now, so you get to experience something that might be a little touchy more often, and obviously, it's special to y'all relationship.
Exactly. All right, I'm going to put it back to you. Why did you want to do this podcast?
Okay, so a little backstory. We're going to get into more about us in just a few, but I am a life coach, I'm a speaker, and I just thought that stepping into the podcast world would give people a understanding of who I am more on a personal level than just a business level. So I thought it would be great to get out here and just communicate with our folks and let them know more about us on a personal level instead of just the business side of me. Also, I believe that the best teacher in life is through experiences or other people experiences. So me being more open and honest with, I mean, I'm open on a one-on-one basis with my clientele, but being more open and honest to the public, I'm not so open on social media. I think this podcast is a great space for me to be able to do that at. So I think that's the biggest reason that I thought that podcasting would be good for me. Plus, you guys, just like I said, I love to talk.
And that is much needed in a podcast, so you're in the
Come
perfect
on
place.
now. So what about you, Chanel? What brought you into this podcast world? Why did you want to do this podcast?
I think mostly because I think I've always wanted to do a podcast. I know we tried to start one a few years ago,
Oh Lord.
and it just didn't really take off the way we wanted to. Darn you, COVID. But I just think I have a lot to say, and I have a lot of topics I want to talk about. Um, I'm a mom of two now, which is crazy to say, and I
I'm
want
an
to.
auntie.
I know I need to tell somebody about my kids and all the stuff they do. So, and I want to relate to people too. I'll say with my background and my history and just all the life that we've lived in our short 21 years of life. Um,
She's capping, y'all. She
plus or
capping. You're not
minus
21.
12. But anyways, or 13. Jeez, how old are we?
Literally. Yeah, we're getting
Gosh,
up there.
I
And
know.
this is another birthday year.
I know. But no,
Oh
no, no.
wait.
I'm just excited to
Every year
start
is
it
a
with you.
birthday year. Duh.
Unless you were born on leap year. Mm-hmm.
This is true. I got a friend that's born on this. He
Or
gets a
leap
birthday
day.
this
Leap
year.
day.
Yeah, leap
Oh.
day. He gets, I guess I can mention him. He'll watch it. Chad,
Yeah.
his birthday is on, leap day, February what, 29th? So every year I talk crap about him. I'll be like, you ain't have a birthday for real this year. Though he celebrates on both days, you know what I'm saying? But
That's nice.
I talk to him like he in dog years. He's not a dog though, you guys.
Let's move on before he be
Okay.
like.
No, he noticed. This is real life, y'all. See, I told y'all I was gonna give y'all the real. This won't offend him.
It's hilarious.
Okay. So I think that's good on the icebreakers. I thought that was a good segue into who we
Yeah.
actually are.
I think we should try
So
to do something like that every week.
yeah, I think that would be a great idea. Now, I want to touch more into who we are. I gave y'all a little bit of spill about who I am throughout this time so far that we've been on this journey. I'm gonna kick it to Chanel and then I'll double back. Who are you? What do you do? What do you enjoy? I don't know. You tell me what encompasses Chanel Sweets.
This is such a loaded question because I'm still figuring that out right now. My partner always says, like, you know, you need to focus on something. So, by trade, I'm a therapist. That's like my main gig, but I also direct an ice rink and I have students and I run ice shows. I also am an entrepreneur. I have two small businesses and trying to get into something else. I want to get into tech. I mean, I can go on for, I probably need a life coach myself.
Hey, the coach
Envision
always
speaks.
needs a coach. But I'm here for you anytime. Listen, my best friend has a problem with opening up and asking for help. So I'm glad that she mentioned that.
Girl.
You are always welcome into my corner. I'm always here with you.
That is such a, I think that should definitely be a topic in the future too. It's just like taking the plunge. And I know like today is like just do it because I know I've been talking about wanting to do the podcast and have the video part, wanting to get on TikTok and Instagram. And if you look at my social medias, I don't post videos. It's just kind of like maybe my kids, maybe my face, very, very rare. I'm not a social media person. So
And
this is
she
a big
barely
thing for
posts
me.
that. Yes, she barely posts
Yeah.
that. Can I tell y'all something, y'all, for real? Like, I'm so shocked because this little girl over here, oh, I'm sorry, she's younger than me. So sometimes, I get back to that 12-year
By
old version of
32
our friendship.
days.
It doesn't matter. You're still younger. Um, but I still get back to that 12-year-old girl to be like, oh, I'm the big sis. Um, she brought the podcast to me and like, okay, y'all, I like to look at our relationship as like yin and yang. We really do balance each other out, but we are like totally opposite, but our core values are aligned. In terms of our personality, we can always mesh. Like I said, she could sway into my lane, I could sway into hers. It works well. And sometimes I get tired of being an extrovert. So, I get back into my corner and we introverted up and watch movies and TV. But I was so shocked, though we did bring this up during COVID, to do a podcast that she
Mm.
actually took the initiative to ask me to do the podcast. I was extremely shocked because, as she stated, she don't do social media. She don't do media at all.
Mm.
She really don't do people. I mean, she do people. Let me not say that,
I'm
but she
too
don't
many, too much
like.
people.
I mean, she interacts with people in person, but like she does, like even our relationship, we don't have to talk all the time. And I know that's extremely normal for our situation because she is extremely introverted. But when you're around her, she definitely interacts. She's very loving. She's very kind, i.e., why she's Chanel Sweets. Been her name since high school. It was not chosen, it was
Mm.
given.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who she is.
I don't even know how I
Everybody
got that
knows
name. I have no
because you're
clue.
so sweet. Everybody calls you sweet.
I
Oh
don't
my
know where it
God,
came
you're a
from. It
child.
just happened one day. That's interesting.
It's always been a thing. It don't matter what era it's been. High school, middle school. Well, middle school not so much. Not saying that you weren't sweet, but she really didn't talk at all in middle school.
That's a whole other story right there.
That is a whole nother story. But I mean, high school, from high school on, every season is a different group of people, but everybody had the same name about her, same characteristic about her. You are so sweet, you are so kind, you are so loving.
Aw,
And it just stuck.
thank you. Okay, enough gushing about me. Let me gush about you, best friend.
Okay, so a little bit, I guess, about the business side. I kind of already mentioned work for a Fortune 500 company. I'm in the airline industry. Recently, I just became a trainer for the company that I work for. Very
Congratulations.
exciting. I only say this because I'm not going to say the name that I work for, but I do work for the best airline in the world. Okay, and and thank you so much for the congratulations. Outside of my 9 to 5, and I guess we should talk about that too. Holding a 9 to 5 while going after entrepreneurship
Oh my
dreams.
gosh, yes. Put that on the
We got
docket, please.
there we go. That's the topic too. But I've been a personal trainer. This may take a little bit. Personal training since 2012. Personal training led me to becoming a life coach. People used to tell me all the time, "You're helping me out more ways than just getting the weight off. You're
Mhm.
helping me with my relationship. You're helping me with, my career. You're helping me with starting a business. I just think that God brought me here as a vessel of support. So anyway, when I actually formulate relationships with people, I just enjoy seeing them grow. And I think that's how I got into personal training. I've been an athlete my whole life, played basketball, volleyball, ran track, softball, you name it, I did it. And I just thought that would be the best way to utilize my gifts. But actually, becoming a personal trainer led me into my true gift, which is what I just stated, being a vessel of support for others. So they told me who I was, a life coach, and I didn't want to take it the role on. I just thought I'm a friend that's helping you, you know?
Yeah.
And I stood in it. I stood in what they told me. I became a transformational coach and I started creating literature. I'm like, if I could duplicate my process, how I get people to their why, have them connect with what it is that they're doing, why they want to do it so that they don't fall short of their goals, hold them accountable, create a community for accountability, that then I will be able to do this on a mass basis.
Yeah.
So, my um I would say myself being somebody who is very what would be the best word to say it? Ambitious. I end up creating
Ambitious,
yes, very, very
resilient, positive. I can throw in a
resilient.
bunch of
Yes,
names. I can throw out a
thank
bunch of
you.
words.
Thank you. But yeah, like I was like, well, if not me, then who? So I
Yep.
created a book. I became an author. And ironically, one of my coaches ended up, now this one was very hard for me to do. I love speaking in small private settings, or
Hmm.
I love speaking on a one on one basis because I can then allow you into my world and connect on a personal basis. But to be broadcasted, I've never been the one that like shine too much. And we'll talk about that. But even during my, like on campus
Yeah.
sorority days, like I never wanted to be the center of attention.
Ooh, shout out
And
to the Zetas.
Zeta's in the house. Okay,
Oh,
okay, but for real, for real, for real, for real, yeah. So when my coach from high school asked me to speak at her event, I was like standoffish. That one was really hard for me to push myself through, but I knew that this was God pushing me in the right direction. So what I truly wanted to do, because I always thought massive change. So I took on the challenge and I did it, and that got me into motivational speaking. So I am a whirlwind of life coaching in all masters, all facets.
mm-hmm.
On a personal basis, as I said, I am the world's greatest auntie in
Yes,
my
you
book.
are.
I'm sure you guys are great aunties too, or uncles if you're watching, but I consider myself to be very vested into the ones that I love, as I stated. And, I got a couple, nieces and nephews out there. I have one biological niece, and then my friends, I definitely adopted kids into my life. So,
Yes.
the world's greatest auntie in the house. On a personal level, I'm still waiting for my forever. So, husband, if you're watching this, please do chime in below, comment. Maybe
Oh
we
my
can go
gosh.
somewhere. I
Let's
got
save that
access.
for the
No,
relationship
wait, hold
episode.
on. No, let me just
Put
let me
out your.
plug myself. Let me plug myself. I got access to the world. This could be very convenient for us. It don't matter where you at. I'll come to you. We can make this work.
She
Okay,
will.
we'll save it. We'll save it for the relationship. But I am ready to be a mother myself. I think life's greatest joy is to be able to share life with someone. And I do have a great family and friend group support, but having that intimate partner, where you can build your own home, I think that's a very prevalent part of life, a very strong milestone that I personally want to accomplish. So, and plus my uterus is getting older. So, got to start procreating, okay?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's gear into why we have this title as Just Do It. What are we just doing?
Well, right now we're just doing this podcast. I mean, of course, we're doing a lot of different things, but what we are doing is stepping into something that we did not do before.
Yeah.
Um, and it's okay to go back and double back. It's okay to start over with a brand new idea. But the key is making sure that you get into action. Take action. When you have a vision and you really have your heart set on something, don't stall. Put in the work to get it started. Each micro step will help you get to that final goal that you're looking for. So just do it, like Nike said.
Exactly. So I know I talked a little bit about my struggles with getting myself onto the internet and my best friend.
That way. That way.
Told me that I had, what is it, analysis
Analysis
paralysis.
paralysis. You got it.
And I didn't know what that was. Even as a therapist, I was like, what? And then I looked it up and I was like, well, like that is me to a T. And so like what advice would you give somebody like me who just, I have my TikTok drafts are full. I have so many drafts, but I just cannot post them for whatever
Okay.
reason.
I'll give you a couple tidbits.
Thank you.
First and foremost, set a date. Set a date. Set a date, set a date, set a date, set a date. No matter what. And it don't have to be something drastic. Like when I first got back into social media, like I told y'all, I don't really do social media like that until it's time for business. But when I got it back into my business, I said one post a day. I can do that. Whether it be a repost, whether it be me posting something, whether it just be me dancing, whatever it may be, I'm going to post once a day. You don't have to go big, but you just have to get started. So that's number one. I would say set a date, stick to it, and continue to grow on that. Number two, get some accountability. I'm down her neck. We were just talking before this. I said, well, I'm on Instagram, but I'm not on TikTok yet. I mean, I have been, but I haven't been back on it since I've been back on social media for the last 45 days or so. So I said, well, we could do this together. So we can set this goal out together and we can both get it started. So having somebody that's like minded like yourself, to be able to push you to new heights or new levels, or hold you accountable throughout your process is really good, because now you have somebody that's walking hand in hand with you. But I
Mm-hmm.
also want to sidebar let you know it's very important for you to try to get somebody that is just ambitious and motivated as you, because they can easily become a hindrance as well.
Also true.
Um, Very true. So I would say those are the number two things that I would say, top two things that you should do with analysis paralysis. And just stop making excuses for yourself. It doesn't matter how it looks. Rome wasn't created overnight. You're not gonna have the best thing out the gate unless it's divinity and God just made it happen. That's called a miracle, by the way. But in reality, in reality, what you need to do is just start, because the more practice that you have, the better you become. Michael
Mm-hmm.
Jordan wasn't Michael Jordan overnight, and LeBron James wasn't LeBron James overnight, but they continued to practice day in and day out, and
Yeah.
they honed in on their craft. So you just got to be intentional with your actions as well. I guess I gave you three.
So I will say, and thank you for that. So I'll say my biggest, I think my biggest thing isn't even like that the world will see me, like the millions of people. I think it's
Right.
more of the people I know from wherever will see me. And so in my mind, it's like if I make this, like if I make like a faceless TikTok and it's just my voice, or you don't know that it's this like Chanel, then it's fine. But it's like if people that know me from a long time ago see it, even though excuse me, even though it doesn't really matter if they see it or not, that's kind of been a hindrance for me for some reason. Like it's like a mental block. Like, what if they see my video? Well,
Right.
millions of people can see my video, and that doesn't bother me. But it's like the people that I actually know.
Well, see, I think that's very important. I don't think you have this issue unless you do. Please do stop me and correct me if I do. When you show up as your authentic self, it doesn't really matter who sees you. I mean, you'll have that initial fear in the beginning just because it's something new. You're stepping into, you know, you're stepping into new territory. You know what I'm saying? But that fear may still linger. I'm not telling you to get rid of that fear, but also remember you have introverted characteristics. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So once you're outside the cocoon, you'll fly.
Yeah.
Just like a butterfly. But you have to allow yourself to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and realize that these people, whether they're people you know on a personal basis or people that you don't know from Tom, Dick, or Harry, as long as you're being true to yourself, it really don't matter the opinions of them. It doesn't matter how they view you. And honestly, you're a dope individual who has great insight into life. So in real
Oh,
life, people need to see you, and you're beautiful.
thank you.
Okay. So like just be you, that's what I say. Show up as you, and people gonna rock with it or they not. People gonna talk or they not. I heard that if you don't have no haters, you really ain't doing nothing. So it is what it is. Grab a hold to the ones that enjoy you and enjoy the ones that give you free advertisement by hating as well. So I don't know. Once you really start to break down your oh, that's another one, of limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
um, and really like counter them with um, facts and truths, then you're it's easier for you to step into grounds, because most of the times that fear is rooted in those limiting beliefs. Oh my God, what are they going to think about me? What are they going to say when I come to work? Like I've had so many conversations in my 9 to 5 job about my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, like from a phenomenal basis, you're changing my life. You got me to do this, yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
Great. You know what I'm saying? But will they post that on quote unquote social media? Not necessarily. So even when you don't know whether the reaction is good or bad, you'll get people who are really vested and invested into supporting you, or really understand that you have something to offer, and they're putting it into their life whether you know it or not. And that one day when they feel comfortable or strong enough to come to you, they'll let you know how you've impacted their life. And that's what life is all about,
Yeah.
being influenced to one another and supporting one another. So I say, if you got gifts to give the world, give them, share them.
100%. And I think there's probably somebody listening that needed to hear that. I know that I needed to hear that. And I'm going to take that with me today, and I'm going to try to post my first video on
Please do.
TikTok. So follow me at C Sweets
Yes.
4.
Okay.
I'm
Because
just trying
she'll
to get to.
definitely be on there.
I know. So I forgot to say I'm a gamer. I have a gaming channel that I don't even use because I'm like, nobody wants to follow me. And I got 13 followers and I was really excited. And then I stopped because I found out I was pregnant. So I was like, I can't do all editing videos and doing content. A lot. It's a full time job.
Yeah,
And trying to do
definitely.
that while you're trying to grow a human is a lot of work. So maybe I'll start it again now that I'm done doing that process in my life. And
Yeah.
we'll start plugging our stuff in the description boxes.
Oh, can I add another tidbit for you guys? I'm just dropping them on you today.
Drop them.
Write it down. Write it down. A thought doesn't become a goal until it's written down on paper. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's just like, oh, I got this vision. I should really start gaming again. I should really start, my doing the TikTok. Write it down and make it plain, as God say, so that it becomes a reality for you. Because that in itself, if you don't have a physical body to be your accountability, that paper can be your accountability.
I think that's amazing. Because I see people on the internet who I'm not judging them, but as a human, we all have some prejudice just in general. I'll see people, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, that person can post, then why can't I post? And it's not that I'm like they look a certain way or they talk a certain way. It's just that they have confidence, and I love that. And I think a big part of it is just the confidence that I lack since I've had children. My body's different, my face is different, my hair is different. Like everything about me is so different than it was 3 years ago at this point. And so I just have to learn to know this version of myself. And I'm so used to the
Right.
old version. I see old pictures of me and I'm like, oh, she was so cute. I was showing my partner the pictures the other day. I'm like, oh, yeah, she was like tiny and she had a nice little buttons. And, anyways.
Yeah.
And now she's got a lot more going on. So I think that's another thing too, is that I don't look the way I used to look. And so a lot of people, again, I'm not on social media, so they don't see my face, and I'm like, what if
Right.
they see me and they're like, oh, that's what she looks like now? Because they only know college me, which was the toothpick. What are you, size 2? Like we
Okay,
used
don't
to
touch
wear
me.
this,
Yes,
we
yes,
used to wear
yes,
the same
yes.
clothes, Nicole.
Definitely did. But that's okay though, because you are now one. How old are your kids?
My daughter will be 2 in 2 months, and my son is 4 months old in 5 days.
Okay, so you guys heard that, right? It's not like she been carrying this weight for 10 years and using the excuse of baby weight, right? She literally just dropped the load. Okay?
Yeah.
like, so give yourself some grace, number one. And once again, this is where we get back into those limited beliefs. People are really gonna think whatever they're gonna think no matter what. But
Yeah.
do you still have a phenomenal soul? These are questions I want literally answered.
Oh, me, yeah.
Yes.
I think my soul's pretty pure. I can't say that. Pretty pure
Yeah. Pretty
ish.
pure. Tongue twister. Okay. Now, do you think you have great insight to give the world?
I think I do. I have a lot of experiences that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Hopefully relate to
So,
somebody too.
do you enjoy gaming and are you good at it?
I'm not good, but I enjoy it. I mean, it depends on the game. I play a lot of Call of Duty with my partner, and I know my role is just to be the person who is backing everybody up. But No, I'm not a good gamer, except for like maybe The Sims, but that's strategy.
Are you and your partner entertaining while you game?
I think we are. He
Very
refuses to
much
try
so.
it, but I think we are.
You guys, they got the best relationship ever. I mean, like, he's a lovable asshole. Oh, can I say that word? Oopsies. But like seriously though, like like so, and she's
We'll get
like
that on the shirt for
Chanel,
him.
right? And she's like Chanel Sweetz, so it's like so cute because like he means all good well, and then he's having fun with her. He jokes, he cracks up, cracks jokes at each other and stuff. So like he'll probably be talking about how she's not doing that well on the game.
I know.
And
He's
she's
a
like,
good
well, I'm trying. Like so yes, people will enjoy watching you guys play the game. I know I do. So like those are some of the things that you got to think about. It's like, what do you have to offer? Once again, those gifts that you can show the world or entertainment that you can bring to somebody's home or space. Like, we'll be surprised at how much people enjoy randomness. Think about how people sit there and watch those videos of people eating food,
yeah.
smacking, or people that watch those pimple poppers,
Yeah, not my
like
thing.
I mean, it's not our thing, but it's somebody's thing. You get what I
Hmm.
mean? So the point of the matter is we're all gifted and we all have talents. So it doesn't matter what the people may think. It doesn't matter what random people may think. It matters about what your audience thinks and enjoys.
Yeah, no, I agree. I saw there's this couple that do YouTube reviews on some of the shows I watch, and they always say like good comments are good, bad comments are good. Just put a comment because it helps us out. And I was like, I'm gonna use that. So yeah, good, bad, I don't care. Put them in there because it boosts us. So
Right, right. As long as you're secure with who you are as a person, it does not matter what outside influences or distractions may be, good or bad. You don't want to get to the place where you're so big that your ego goes out of control either. You know what I'm saying? So it's very good to make sure that you're staying balanced throughout life. Stay secure in your morals, your values, your beliefs, and who you are as an individual, and allow yourself the room and flexibility to grow and have grace with yourself when you are not you're showing up as your best version. You know what I'm saying? So like I think that's the best thing to do for, or best encouragement, I should say, giving anybody that's trying to walk into the content creator space that's going to be in front of the masses or public, maybe walking into a manager position or so, when you have other people that have an opinion about the way that you do things because it has an effect on them, or it may have they just can't click off of it because you're so good, but they don't want to admit it, whatever the case may be.
yeah,
Like, attention, all like you said, all attention is good attention. Just accept it.
exactly. All right, so let's talk about our viewers a little bit before we wrap up here. So,
Yes.
we want to keep our podcast not too long until we grow. So, we are looking for people to say, like, hey, no, we want to listen to you for an hour, about an hour to keep it concrete. So, if that's something you're interested in, let us know. So, I guess, Nicole, what goals or what vision do you have for this podcast?
What vision do I have for this podcast? Well, I want to see you on this screen with me, and I'm talking to my audience, okay? Like, I see this becoming a community, like I stated. I think where there are more perspectives, there can be greater dialogue and there could be greater insight. We all are gifted in different ways. We all have different experiences. So I think being able to get to a point where we can bring our audience into this, it will be amazing because one, I want to get to know you on a personal level, and two, you will bring insight to our audience. So I think I would love to see that. As I stated at the beginning of this podcast, I want to talk about the real with things. I'm saying, the good, the bad, the indifferent. Like we don't want to make this like a cookie cutter podcast that everything has to be edited and snipped and yada yada yada. No, this is truly who we are. So we want to help people grow their confidence and become their authentic self and step into whatever gifts it is that they want to do. So being able to show that and display that on a daily basis with the bloopers and all, or not daily basis, weekly basis. Right now we're starting off. I'm getting
Once a
I'm
week.
getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I want to continue to expand too. I want this maybe to the point where we have people, other hosts, coming in joining in on the sweet life, where it's not just a me and Chanel thing. We got one on Monday, we got one on Tuesday, we got one on Friday, whatever the case may be. Like, so getting to the point where we grow this as a community once again. And I would say, just overall, I want to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I want to have fun. Like, life is so full of just tasks,
Yeah.
and sometimes we need to unpack those things that we're going through in life, but also sometimes we just need to express ourselves in a healthy, loving, joyful way. And this is a space where I want to laugh and have a good time.
100%. I have to agree with you. I think I want all of that. Plus, I just want to make sure that we are, reaching at least one person and helping them through something they're going through. I listen to podcasts and I watch YouTube videos because I'm looking to relate to somebody on something. And
Yeah,
so if there's somebody that's listening or that is like, let me just see what these girls are talking about, and they're like, oh, they're funny, or oh, I have that same experience, then we've done our job. That's all I'm really looking
right.
for is, just one person to be like, oh, you changed my life, or oh wow, I listened to you and I was like, I took the leap too, I took the plunge. And we do want to put it onto our audience. So if you are listening and you are trying to, or you're having a hard time, like just taking the leap, applying to the job, becoming a content creator, asking the person out, going to the trip, taking the trip, calling your
Yes.
friend, whatever the leap is for you, take it and then let us know what it is, because we would love to talk to you and we would love to have you on the podcast one day maybe. And, you can get to know us, we can get to know you, and we're excited to see your journey. And I hope you are excited to see ours too as we grow and just just become accustomed to this lifestyle, because I'm really enjoying it so far.
Very much so. So, I mean, I'm so grateful if you're stuck around this long to be able to, enjoy our first episode. We got plenty more in the Rolodex that we would love to share with you. Once again, we want you to be involved with it. So, if there are any for our audience members, if there's any topics that you specifically might want to talk about or you might want to
Mhm.
see on this, please do let us know. You can email us at envisionsweets@gmail.com. Envision Sweetz with a Z at gmail.com. We'll love to hear what you want brought onto this platform. Once again, we want this to be something that is community based. It's not just two best friends kicking the stuff, because we do that all the time. We want to be able to be relatable. We want to be able to be organic with our audience, and we want to really know who you are and what you want to see. So
Yeah.
please do share.
Yeah. So where can you find us? Can you tell them where to find us?
Okay. So right now, because Chanel's going to get on TikTok on her personal page, we also created a TikTok for our new podcast.
We
So it's
did.
going to, yes, we did. It's going to be Envision Sweet Podcast. So is that with the Z or not?
Yeah, with a Z.
Okay, so once again, Envision Sweets Podcast on TikTok. And on Instagram, it's going to be Envision the Sweet Life Podcast. So we would love for you to come join us. And we're going to be posting snippets. We're going to be posting little quotes. We might be posting you if you allow us to. Once again, we won't do it without your permission. But we would love to create a community space for our followers and obviously have great dialogue along the way.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this journey. I'm excited to take the next steps. I'm excited to take the leap. Um, I think this is going to be a great opportunity for both of us and a great
Definitely.
platform for both of us to get off or say all the things we want to say and get off our chest all the things we need to get off our chest, because I have so much to
Definitely.
say.
She does, y'all. When I tell you, okay, I don't want to go too far off, but let me let y'all know this girl is the brains of my operation, my business. She's given me the strength to do most of the things that I've done. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And in all honesty, it's so crazy to know that she has so much talent, but has procrastinated with
Yeah.
taking that leap. So when I tell you, I want to encourage you all to do so, because I know you're gifted. I know you're talented. I know you have something to offer, and we want to see it. We want to be able to experience it with you. Make that vision become a
Yes.
reality.
Let us know. All right. So we will be posting every single Sunday night, Monday morning. Check us out on all platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, sorry, and YouTube if you want to see
Yeah.
our beautiful faces. All right.
Yes.
See you guys
So
later.
thanks
Until
so
next time.
much. Yeah. Let's
Bye.
do it. We'll see you soon.